I just realized I'm not muted. I should be muted, but I'm not muted, so you guys can hear me type and set everything up. Okay, hello. How's everyone doing today? I was outside getting my Bob Ross on, working on stuff, and then I realized, oh shoot, I gotta go live in like 10 minutes, and I have a bunch of stuff that I have to do, so I was running around inside the house, getting a bunch of stuff done and ready, and... Ooh, are you printing? Oh no, you're printing, we're good. Okay. I may have to reprint a part. We might have a part fail. Oh my god, there are so many parts to this. I am getting, like, the MOG parts are insane. I have so many MOG parts done now, you know, MOG parts. This box is getting heavy quick. That box is getting heavy quick. And if you're wondering what's in this box, overhead. Oh yeah. No memory card. I know. What are these for? What are these for? Oh, what are these for? What are these for? What are these yellow parts for? Oh, could they perhaps be for Trident R2? Could they be Trident R2 parts? Where am I going to put the Trident R2 parts? You can go right here. Go right here for now. There we go. I have a bright idea. There we go. Trident R2. And not just any normal Trident R2 parts. Trident R2 with index parts. I don't know why I printed all the tools. I think we have... Oh wait, I gotta take a bunch of stuff off the bed. Shoot. I just realized I have a whole bunch of stuff on the bed I gotta take off. Yeah, I know. We're in the middle. We're doing stuff I should have did before I went live, but I was outside painting. And then... Okay. It is funny as a YouTuber watching other YouTubers, and it's like... They'll complain about, like, oh, sorry, you hear a train in the background or something. So as they're recording, obviously, there's, like, a noise or something, or they complain, like, especially any, like, gun channel or whatever, where they're outside and the plane goes over. Oh, my God! It's like, I can barely hear it. Why are you complaining? I was filming outside today. I do 3D printing stuff. Obviously, I don't record outside a lot. But I was painting today. I was painting the Deku tree, which is done, by the way. We finished the Deku tree. If you're a channel member or a Patreon supporter, there's pictures of it in the members channel. But anyways, so I go out this morning to put the first coat on, and then, oh, look, apparently a bunch of F-15s decided to fly around my house this morning. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, wait for them to leave, record my little thing. I probably won't even use the audio, because I'm probably going to re-record the audio. But anyways, so there's that. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to go out and do the final coat, and as I'm, like, doing all, like, the dry brushing and making it look all pretty and everything, I'll do voiceover as I'm doing it. And then while I'm doing that, a flight of A-10s fly over my house. Why are there A-10s over my house? I don't know, but there's a whole bunch of them flying over my house. A whole freaking flight of them decided to go over my house. Hey, Yankee, go home. Air show? No, there is a Air National Guard base on the other side of the lake from me in the States, Selfridge, I believe, in Michigan. They used to be an A-10 base, and they're switching over to F-15EXs, which is like the ground attack variant of the F-15. So I think they're like flying out their A-10s and the F-15s are coming in or something, because there's also a base in Ohio, and they move planes between these two bases, and the flight path is over my house. So there's like a National Guard base in Ohio, because we've had Ospreys fly over, but Ospreys are loud. If anyone's ever been near, like, what is it, a V-22? The Osprey, the tilt rotor? Those things are loud, because they don't fly too high either. So they are loud. So I've had those fly over my house a couple times too, when they fly between the two bases. So, oh look, more plates. More plates of stuff. Look at all those parts. So I gotta throw a bunch of skirt parts on that V2, or on that Core 1. Plane is the GOAT. The A-10 is not the GOAT. Everyone who thinks the A-10 is amazing is like boomer Cold War mindset. The A-10 is only viable because the US keeps attacking people that can't shoot up. The A-10 is a horrible plane. The only thing it has an advantage is it's cheap to operate. It's cheap to operate. In any actual real combat against any actual credible enemy, it would be never used. There's a reason the Ukrainians don't use the frog foot, and the Russians don't use the frog foot much in the current conflict over there, because a ground attack plane is man-pad bait, essentially. So I did kind of goof on this print. Two things happened to this print. The first one could have been bad, but I was able to save it. And then the second one was my own fault and didn't really do anything, but it made a mess. So the first thing that happened, if you want to know how the owl print turned out, it turned out absolutely amazing. This print turned out amazing. This is probably the coolest print I've ever printed. Not gonna lie, this thing turned out amazing. Like, holy shit. I am blown away at how good this turned out on the U1. Like, absolutely insane. Two things happened. One, the very tip of the beak broke off, taking the support off, but you probably didn't even notice that until I mentioned it. And two, I was a little excited to get it off the bed because I came out into the garage last night and I saw the print was done, and I just kind of grabbed it and pulled, and it turned out the bed was still warm, so it ripped off the bottom layer, which is cosmetic. Who cares? You don't see the bottom layer. I'm actually tempted to put like felt on the bottom of this and actually keep it in the house, like as art. This is some art. Like, this turned out, no, this is 4 colors. So we have white, sandstone. So you can see the sandstone, namely around the eyes. So we got white, we got like a beige, and then I have bronze, which is in the dry box there, which actually is kind of nice because it gives it this like sheen on the back. You can see the sheen. That's polyalchemy. So it gives us this nice little sheen to the feathers. And then the black actually was a good idea. I was going to use flat black, but instead I used Prusament Galaxy Black. So it's got a little bit more color to it. This turned out so damn good. Like, I am so impressed on how that turned out. It's insane. Yeah. Who thinks this print looks hootin' amazing? I do. So yeah, I accidentally pulled it off the bed a little too early and ripped the bottom layer off. Like, everything came off now that it's cold, but yeah. There we go. So that print, for those wondering spec-wise, that print was a, what do I have on the ground here? Oh, that's, what, I got a 9mm belt on the ground. That print was 51 hours total. It was way heavier than it needed to be. I did not need to have 15% infill. This thing is heavy. This thing is heavy. Like, this print itself, oh my God, this thing probably weighs a kilogram. 750 grams. This print's 750 grams. In terms of wastage, though, other than support, the prime tower is only 50 grams. So the prime tower was fine. The prime tower stayed on the bed the whole time. So. Where's the L from? It's on Maker World. Somebody in my community shared the actual file with me because I don't have a Maker World account and I refuse to sign in to download a file. Don't need to support Bamboo's data logging any more than exists already. How long was the print? 51 hours. It was 3,084 tool changes. And not a single one screwed up. The only error this happened about midway through, and I couldn't even tell you where it's at because I can't see any line from it. The print automatically paused because the AI spaghetti detection's like, there might be spaghetti. And I don't know when it happened. I just happened to come out to the garage to grab something or check on a print or change one of the prints. I can't remember what. But I came out yesterday morning and the print was paused like about here. And it was like, oh, spaghetti detection. Is it okay? And I just hit, yeah, resume. And then it just resumed the print. I don't know how long it was paused for. And I have no idea where it was at. It was somewhere around here. And I can't see it. I can't, there is no like layer shift. Usually if a print, the thing is it just paused. So I'm hoping, does this printer have thermal runaway? It's running Clipper, so yes, it has thermal runaway. I haven't tested it. I shouldn't have to. It's running Clipper, it has thermal runaway. And I haven't seen, this printer's been out for months now and I haven't seen anyone say anything about it not having it. So I'm just gonna assume it has proper thermal runaway. It's running Clipper, so. The Watchful Owl is what it's called. Okay, yeah. Dude, this print is amazing. Like, no joke, this print is amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna put some felt on the bottom and actually like put it on my shelf inside. Like, this is something I'm keeping. This is such a nice print. Like, I don't do a lot of multicolor because I don't need to do a lot of multicolor. But with how good this turned out, although this model definitely needs some work. This model is definitely unoptimized to hell. Whoever put this model out, I'm assuming just kind of didn't paint or didn't, like they took a model and painted it. They didn't like, this model can be optimized so much to print quicker and like not have to, you know, it doesn't need to do layer change or filament changes on the first layer kind of thing. But yeah, this came, oh, I love the sheen. I love the sheen from the silk filament around on the feathers. I love that. I love that sheen. Give a hoot. Read a book. I don't know. So yeah, so that is that. I gotta print some parts. Oh my God, YouTube, fine. You want me to set a goal? Fine, there, we'll do 5 super chats. And if we get 5 super chats, I'll show off the finished Deku tree. So I had the Deku tree done. It's done. I finished painting it this morning. I had to bring it into the garage because it's supposed to rain all this afternoon and I don't want it getting rained on. You know, it should be fine. I want the paint to dry for like a day or two before I put it back outside. So yeah, if you guys want to see it early, if you are a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're lucky and somebody gifted you a membership, I do have pictures of it on the Discord in the Yacht Club channel. Or, I don't know, YouTube makes me make goals now for streams. If we get 5 super chats or, I don't know, 25 gifted subs, I'll show a picture of it. I don't know. I gotta start doing that because YouTube's all like, oh, you gotta incentivize. And I'm like, well, incentivize it for gifted memberships. I don't want to do just super chats. I don't like gifted super chats. I much prefer gifted memberships. But anyway, speaking of gifting, hey, do you want to win a spool of polymaker filament? Every stream we do give away a spool of polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. We will be doing that giveaway at the end of stream. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Also, Polymaker is doing their big Polypalooza giveaway thing right now, so check them out as well. The link in the description, the affiliate link, will take you there as well. So check that out too. And if you do buy anything from Polymaker, make sure you use code Canuck. It'll help support the channel along with, if you've never purchased anything from Polymaker before, you'll get a 15% off on your first order of Polymaker filament. So check them out. Where is it? Here, I'll just post a link and there we go. Copy. So check out Polypalooza. And that is the link there. Okay, how can I join the Discord? Exclamation mark, Discord. I don't have the Discord link public, simply for the fact that if you put Discord links public, bots scrape them and get added to bot lists, and then your discords get attacked with bots. Luckily, our Discord, I have to do very minimal management. You know, we have like 1,000 or 2,000 people in it. I haven't checked in a while. Because you can't really find the Discord publicly. You have to like join it through the stream. So it basically is kind of like a cover your ass kind of thing. It really helps prevent bots. So. Don't think these will all fit, no. And I don't think I need 40% infill, so we'll do 20% infill. There we go. See, a multicolor model. A bunch of stuff printed for the little guy, but I let him paint it. So I've already printed a bunch of stuff for the little guy for his model train set in the basement, but he likes painting them, so I just print them normally and then I just send it to him. I give them to him to paint. Security by obscurity. Basically, Discord is so bad for bots lately, it's insane. Okay, so what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Today's stream is going to be a little bit of a adventure stream. We're going to go on an adventure because I've never played with full spectrum before. And if you're new to the channel and you don't know how we do things, whenever I do anything for the first time, we do it live. Because I want you to see that initial user experience, right? What's the point of trying out something for the first time if I do it off stream and then I do it on stream and then you're like, oh wow, he had an amazingly easy time with it, and then you go to do it, you're like, what the hell is going on here? So we do everything live when we play around with stuff for the first time. So part of that is I haven't played around with full spectrum yet. And it's supposed to be pretty cool. So we are going to play around with that. Filaments, there we go. Unloading mode, unload. Should I unload all of them? What colors? Okay, for anyone here who has played with full spectrum printing on a snapmaker U1 using Snorka, snapmaker Orca. I love that name, by the way. I love Snorka. I love how everyone calls it Snorka. Is there a recommendation for like a first color set and a first model? I'm assuming red, green, blue, white. Yeah, so we'll do red, green, blue, white. So I'll leave the white in there, but I'll unload the rest. By the way, I love the fact, one of the little dumb things, the fact that you can tell it to unload multiple tool heads at once. You don't have to sit there and baby it. Like, that's one thing that's annoying on the Prusa. You have to like unload it one tool head at a time. So if you're unloading all 5 tool heads, this you can like, oh, just unload 2 and 3, and then you walk away and come back and they're unloaded. It's actually kind of nice. And then the loading, it just loads it to the tool head, so you don't have to worry for heating up. And then when you go to print, then it does the purge and actually does the final load. So it's actually it's pretty efficient. See, cyan, magenta. Well, I don't have CYMK filament, put it that way. We have 5,000 people in my Discord. What? How do you even see how many people you have in a Discord? What? How many people are in my Discord? I have 1,000. What? Edit per server, notification, privacy. How do you even see? I don't even know how to check my own server settings. You would think I would know that. I don't know. Show member list, 1,000 live. There's 1,000 people online, damn. RGBW, okay, so we gotta do RGBW. Okay, so we got white, so we need some RGB. You're flexible, can't use you. Okay, there's that. Where's the rest of these colors? Did I put them somewhere? There was a whole bunch of colors and then I put them somewhere because I spilt water on them. So we got red. Where did I put those filaments? Did I end up using one of them? No. Could have sworn they gave me a blue. Did they give me a blue and I'm just blind? I think I'm just blind. Well, we got red. Put the owl here. I love this owl. I freaking love this owl. Yeah, we'll just do RGB. I know what CYMK is. I don't have CYMK. I don't have magenta or cyan. So we're just going to do white RGB. RGB white. Yeah, so we'll do RGB white. I think that will be the good go-to. Where did I put? Oh, here it is. Here they are. Ruby red and blue. There we go. Okay, we'll use this red. Yeah, we'll use this red because this is a brighter red. Where's the G? I need a G. Oh, here's a G. And it is a unit. Here we go. Diabolically Dylan. Diabolically Dan. Ah, that's what it is. $5 cheers, appreciate. Maybe you're blind. Here's something for the Vision Fund. I am blind. I am blind at times. Yeah, we're gonna do RGBW. We'll do RGB, or yeah, we'll do RGBW. Just because that's what I have on hand. Did a little bit of cleanup in the garage. I actually have room. Nope. Okay, 2 did not unload. All tool heads collect the filament. Okay, 2 is not unloaded. Unload. Did I tell it to unload 2? This happened last time where one of the tool heads just did not want to unload. So if anyone has a recommendation for a print to use for full spectrum, can you post it in the Canuck Creator channel on the Discord? Oh yeah, shit, we almost have 5,000 people in the Discord. Damn. I don't want to do like this. This is kind of boring. I want to do an actual print, but. How long did the owl take? 51 hours to print. I probably could have dropped it down quite a bit if I optimized the settings. I used a lot of the defaults. So this is actually like 750 grams of filament. So it did not need as much infill was in here. It was like 15% infill or whatever the default was. It could have used like none or maybe even 5. Same with like, I think it used like, the problem is the way this sliced, I closed Snapmaker Orca so you can't see it. The colors go all the way to the middle. And there are 3 walls or 2 walls for each one. So even if you're printing like a little color, it goes all the way to the middle. It adds a lot of time. So this model is not optimized at all. Like the whole center of the model should be hollow for one. So the model's just not optimized, unfortunately. I love how I got some people in chat like, don't use RGBW, it won't work at all. Then other people are like, yeah, just use RGBW, it'll work. So. Spectrum is like Q-Forge except vertical. Yep. I mean, we'll use RGBW and just see what we get. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. If anyone has a model or like a guide or something just to get us started, we'll go with that. Also, if you want to see the mobile camera view, it's currently not plugged in. So, okay. Eat the R. Yeah. Just stab the bag, yeah. Why wouldn't I stab the bag? The G. And the B. These motors are a little loud, but during printing they're not. Okay. So somehow it knows that 2 is red. How does it know 2 is red? Is this, what kind of PLA is that? Oh, I think it has it's got an RFID on that one. That one has an RFID. That's why. You're green, save, and this one is snap speed, and you are blue. There we go, save. So there we go. Yeah, that one has an RFID. So I think these have RFIDs on them. Is that what that is? Yeah, it's got a little sticker on it, I think. So it auto fills it out. Okay. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna have a drink of my delicious gamer subs. Use code Canuck, save some money. I want called boring. I mean, that look. I don't want to print a calibration model. I want to have some fun. Put a rubber tree in it. Nah. Okay, so let's see here. Printables. Let's see this. The full spectrum speed palette thingy. Okay. So a reduced palette design based on that, which we consider optimized for quick testing and blending of filament colors. The purpose of this print is to see how any sets of filament actually mix depending on the color depth, filament opacity, and layer height, rather than printing something full size only end up with a zebra. All models are designed with printing ideally. Tool changer using 4 filaments stacked in various patterns to achieve the effect of using full color spectrum. Okay. Is full spectrum kind of complicated? Oh my god. I was told there would be no math. I was told there would be no math. Okay, so which one should I use? There's 4 here. What is full spec slicer? Oh, that's full spectrum. We're not doing full spectrum slicer. Shoot. Well, if you want to order a bunch of stuff from GamerSupps, let me see, because they kind of warned me something might be happening Friday. Where's my stupid GamerSupp prep email? There it is. Announcements. There we go. Friday, GamerSupps is doing a free tub or a free cup if you buy some stuff. So I'll let you know Friday if you need to order a bunch of GamerSupps. We've already printed the chameleon. I've already got the chameleon up there. I've got 2 of them. But we need to do something that full spectrum will take advantage of. No, Snorka has full spectrum built into it, apparently. Snapmaker Orca has full spectrum built into it, apparently. That's what I've been told. Also, remind me to turn off the air conditioner when the streams are over. Saturday night, I forgot the air conditioner on all night, and I had a pool of water in the garage again because I didn't empty the bin. So, but yeah, Snapmaker Orca does have full spectrum built in. You got the Luke discount? Yeah, if you need anything from Luke's Lab, use code Canuck. You'll save a little bit of money and help support the channel. Yeah, Snapmaker hired the full spectrum guy, which is awesome. Like, I love that. I love to see it. Although Snapmaker likes to be slow on opening, apparently. Come on. Let's try this again. Open Snorka. Yeah, No, snapmaker's been pretty legit. Like I've had, that's if you guys know, like if, for longtime viewers of the channel or those that know, you guys know I normally don't do affiliate links with companies I haven't worked with before. And this is the first time I'm playing around with the snapmaker printer and I have an affiliate link with them. That kind of just gives you an idea of what I think of them as a company, just going off of what people have said about them, what people have, like just people's experience with it, the way they carry themselves as a company. So because of that, I'm like, you know what? I've got no problem signing up for their affiliate program, which speaking of, hey, the Snapmaker U1's on sale right now. So if you want to save $150 off one, check out the affiliate link below. You'll help support the channel and you'll get a Snapmaker U1 for $150 off, which will save you enough money to go to IKEA and buy a bin to put on top to enclose it. Okay. So, how do I add a filament? How do I tell it to refresh my filaments? Device, filaments. Is there a way to just resync my filaments? Shouldn't it auto sync? How do I resync my filaments? How's it going? It is going good. How do I get it to resync my filaments? Compare presets. The MD1. I mean, oh. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, we need to do this. We need to do this. What are we doing with this? What are we doing this? So, we have, let's, you guys want to do the 10 color or the 26? Go to the device page. Yeah. Okay, so, how does this work? Extract all. Oh my God, there's 100 and, oh my God. By the way, they are calling for rain this afternoon, so there is a chance that if we get a bad storm, if the power flickers or whatever, if I'm not back in 10 minutes, I'm not back. Simple as that. Okay, so I've loaded this thingamajigger. And now let's follow this instruction thing. Okay. A reused one. I mean, I have a bin that would work if it was like an inch taller. So how does this work? I'm gonna assume you have either test. How's it working with the Pargy mix? Lance, oh, you're on the Discord, but you're not a channel member. Or, yeah, you're not in the yacht club. It's done. The Deku tree is done right over there. I will send you a picture just because you inspired the project. What's your Discord name again? What's your Discord name again? Pitchfork Thumb? Is that what it is on Discord? Yeah, Lance, is it Pitchfork Thumb on Discord? I'll DM you, or just DM me on Discord. I'll DM you a picture of it actually done, because I don't want to, since it's done, I'm waiting till the video comes out before I share pictures of the final thing. But it worked really good. It worked really good. I'm able to pick it up and move it around. Nothing's breaking off of it. So we got that going for me, which is nice. Some little areas around the very bottom of it kind of cracked off, but it's not too bad. Because that is going to be on the ground and you won't see it anyways. But for the most part, it actually worked out really good. Column 2734. Yeah, that's about what we've had. Yeah, where are you, Pitchfork? Where are you, Pitchfork? There you go. There you go. Hey. Boom. There you go. Yeah, I got it. It's all done. It's all painted. I have it in the garage now because it's going to rain for the next couple days. But I just got to find a little plant to put in the top and then film the video, or film the like the little desk portion of the video and edit it all. How heavy is it? Yes. It's heavy. Okay, how does this work? Okay, so basic color perimeters, suggested layer height and color depth. How does this work? So color mixing, add. Ooh, okay. Okay. Okay, so we had that. And another one. How does this... Okay. This is not intuitive. This is not intuitive, Max. Okay. How? Okay. Let's just read this. Okay, summary. To reduce palette design is the... Actually mix depending on the color depth. All models are that. Ultimate stress test 38 color that. And this layer height, so we want 0.16. Layer height suggested that. Lots of testing. Okay. TD. Oh, this is... Fucking bamboo. Still, it's like HueForge. I haven't used I haven't done HueForge in a while. Red, yellow, blue. Oh, we got RGB, black, white. Just have fun. Oh man, this is... Oh, I might have to watch a video on this. Snapmaker Orca. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully somebody has. 3MFs. There we go. Download. Okay. Delete. This is something I probably should watch a video on, eh? On how to do this. Okay, so color mixing. Why is it showing me these colors? What are these colors? Oh, that's okay. That's, well, I don't have magenta. Why are you making colors up? Why are you making colors up? Why are you making colors up? Match. I don't have CYMK. Ah, shit. I mean, we could just slice it and see what happens. The mixing colors of the virtual colors. Oh, you need to print this vertically? Not flat. It's mixing under the assumption. Okay, so it doesn't pull in. Okay. You know what? We'll just do this one. We'll do the triangle. Snorka tetrahedron. Just see what we get. Just to see what we get. Oh, that is trippy. Okay, let's just see what we get. Let's just see what we get. F it. Let's just see what we get. I think I gotta drop the layer height, right? Yep, vertical, not flat. I should be running a lower layer height, right? 0.16, optimal. There we go. Yeah, screw it. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens here. Let's just see what happens. Send to printer. Upload and print. 0.12. Okay, we'll do 0.12. High quality. There we go. Let's just see what happens. Let's just print. Upload and print. Okay, so this is going to be blue. That's that. That's that, and that's 1. Auto leveling. Let's do a time lapse. Cool. Sure, why not? Let's see what happens. I mean, let's just see what happens. I just want to see how good the color blending works. And then I got to find some CYMK apparently. Because I think, actually, I don't have magenta. That's the problem. I have yellow, and I have cyan, but I don't have magenta. I don't have a magenta. Did I put the bed back in the printer? I did. That's probing the bed. Okay, what do we got here? There we go. Mobile! Haha! We're good. Good. CYMW, not CYMK. What is the K? Bamboo Lab Hot Pink? I don't own any bamboo filament. I mean, I got a bunch of polymaker, which is the same thing, but... Oh, look! This is something I haven't played with before, so... I probably should... We'll just do this little test print just to see how it kind of turns out. And then we'll go from there and do a little bit of actual experimentation on maybe the member stream or something. Full spectrum is only yeah, full spectrum, it's kind of like vertical hue forge, but it's a lot more complicated from what I'm seeing here, kind of thing. Because you basically like force blend some colors. Can I zoom out, or is that zoomed out all the way? I think that's zoomed out all the way. Yeah, it's zoomed out all the way. Maybe. There we go. There we go. Sweet. The K is black. Oh, then why isn't it CYMB? For get translucent PETG. Ooh. That actually would, because then wouldn't that allow you to do different shades of the same color? Like you'd be able to like do multiple shades of yellow kind of thing, or blue or whatever. Yep, I have the TD thing somewhere downstairs. I have one of the HueForge things. But the thing is, I haven't done HueForge in a while because I don't really do that kind of thing too often. Need a Venture XL Hue Forge. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to do. I could hook like the box turtle or something up to it, or the VVD, because you're only doing a couple layers, right? So it's not like you need to worry too much about you don't need to worry about too much of wastage. CYMK plus clear plus Savol M1D. Yeah, I mean the Savol M1D looks like it would probably be a really ballin' machine if you have a setup that can take advantage of it. Like if you're doing something, if your workflow can take advantage of 6 tool changers plus a dedicated 7th tool for, like, again, support material or dissolvable material, then yeah, like that's pretty cool. The machine's what, 300 millimeters cubed, I think. I mean, I don't know how many tools Index or Bondtech is sending me with the Index. I'm building it out for hopefully 8, so we'll see. But we'll see. Should be pretty interesting. Is there a top hat? Apparently what a lot of people use, I don't have an IKEA near me, otherwise I would just go buy one. But apparently there's a specific IKEA bin that you like print like a little adapter for, and it sits right on top of this just fine. So people are using an IKEA bin. It's like $8 for the top hat of this. I don't have an IKEA near me. Like IKEA is literally a 3-hour drive for me. So yeah. I mean, I have bins, but I have none that will fit perfect. Actually, probably the bin I have will work if I were to print the adapter for it. If it, I don't know if the geometry. Oh, we got a little bit of a booger there. That's a false positive. That screwed up my Z offset. A little bit of a booger hanging on there. That might, we might have an issue. No, no, it's still going, so we'll see. I mean, if the first layer is good, the first layer is good. If the first layer is not good, the first layer is not good. The nozzle temp. This nozzle will get to 300. The Creator 5 will do 320. But the Creator 5 is not enclosed at all. And there is a Pro version of the Creator 5, but that's not out yet. So. I am hungry. On the bright side, 184, so we're down 12 pounds. Or actually, no, 13. 13, we're down 13. We're down 13. Tomorrow will be 1 month. So 13 pounds in a month. And I've got 1 month to get into 170s. Creator 5 is shipped? Oh, it has shipped? Okay. I think Elegoo, let me check my emails. I think Elegoo reached out to me about their creator combo thing. There we go. Yeah, we'll see. Can we use on the 2.4? I don't think so because they're not designed with the belt clearance. See, I can grab R2 parts and just show you. So this is the front idler. Okay. So it uses the current like it snaps on like that, and there's like a whole thing. Oh, these are gonna be, they are IKEA color. We have the IKEA color for the parts for the printer because it will be running. But see how it's designed to mount to the front? Vertical extrusions. Obviously you can't do that on a V2 because there's a rail there. So it doesn't have clearance for the rail and it doesn't have clearance for the belt. You can use, there are beefy idlers. Look up I think it's Cleese beefy idlers. I can't remember who does it. There's a beefy idler you can use that will accomplish the same thing, but it's a mod. Just make a follow thing. No, it is IKEA. We are calling the printer meatballs. The printer will be called meatballs. Because we're putting an index on it, which is from Bondtech, and they are Swedish. So we're making a Swedish thing. Or it could be Fallout themed, or it could be Ukrainian themed, whatever. Yeah. I do. Last time I was at IKEA, I asked for stickers, and they didn't have any. I wanted to get like an actual IKEA sticker to put on the door of the printer. But the printer will be called Meatballs. That is what we're calling the printer. It used to be called Big Papa Joey P, because it was a big, it's a 350 by 250 Trident, right? And it was like a Physec kit, I believe, originally. But we built it using all Prusament ASA. So it was all orange and black and white. Actually, it was a black frame, orange main with white accent, and it was all Prusament ASA. So it looked like a giant Voron Prusa. So we called it Big Papa Joey P because it was the XL hadn't come out yet. So yeah, we called it that, but now it needs a new name because it's getting rebuilt in Swedish colors. So it'll be Meatballs. But yeah, red and yellow, or blue and yellow are pretty common colors. It's like, you know, when I see a purple and green, it's like, oh, is that Eva? Is that Eva themed? Oh no, it's Joker themed. Ah. Gotta go pick up the kiddo. Have fun, Nico VTuber. VTurbo. Oh, I thought you were a VTuber, sorry. VTurbo. Is it turbo time? But yeah, that's one of the things, like, for the previous Trident, the Trident was designed after the V2. So the V2 was designed, and then the Trident was designed based on the V2. This time around, it's like the Trident took priority, because the V2 is pretty settled. Like, there are areas for improvement in the V2, obviously. The thing is, though, the Trident was easier to design a lot of those goals around because it doesn't have a flying gantry, and you don't have to worry about Z-belt clearance. So the Trident just kind of, plus the Trident's Steve's baby, and Steve kind of was like, I'm going to design a Trident R2. And we're like, okay. So Trident R2 was designed as Trident R2, not as a, we need to design something that can work with both. It's like, no, we're designing Trident R2. That is Trident R2. And then some of that we will try and port to the V2 series. But some of it might need its own way of doing it on the V2. Obviously, for Z-belt clearance is the big thing. Z-belt clearance, and also the fact that the gantry flies, so you need rail clearance as well. On Trident, you don't got to worry about that. Offer on the FL Sun? No, I still have the FL Sun Delta sitting right here. It hasn't been turned on in a while. Does it even have filament in it? Do I have filament in it? No, it doesn't have filament in it. I do need to get rid of it, though. What are the benefits over something like a monolith? For the Trident, I mean, it keeps you in line with Voron spec. So if you want to keep doing Voron mods or anything Voron compatible, it just kind of works. Compared to a monolith, I haven't built a monolith yet. I will be building Toasty Boy. If you want to know why Toasty Boy has been paused, Jason from LDO is sending me a monolith CNC gantry. So once we get that, that will be going in Toasty Boy. So we'll rebuild that V1.8. It's going to be a weird printer. That printer is going to be its own thing. It's not going to be a Voron. It's going to be its own thing. It's going to have a monolith gantry, V1.8 motion system, and a high temp tool head. It's going to be weird. But we're waiting on the CNC monolith parts. So I haven't played with monolith yet, so make a giveaway of it. The printer comes up to here on me, and shipping in Canada sucks. If you live in the Southern Ontario, Windsor region, and you want to purchase an FL Sun, I don't even remember what model it is. It's the one that I drilled a hole in the top so that I could flip the air intake around. DM me, we'll work something out. Four-wheel drive? No, not four-wheel drive. It's a 250. It's a 250 that's going to be a high temp enclosed printer. It doesn't need all-wheel drive. So it's going to be a 250. Yeah, so these are what they look like with the IKEA top hat, which honestly works. This actually works fine. And the fact that, like, is that a mod somebody did for the grill, the exhaust? Yeah, you just do that little mod there. So that way you can open it up if you're printing like PLA or PETG or whatever. Yeah, that is a perfectly cromulent way of doing it. Oh, I think I left the default values. Did I leave the defaults? I think we have the default for purge. Yeah, we're going to be wasting a bunch of filament on purge on this. Oh well. There is a Walmart Sterilite bin too. Ooh, sweet. Okay, I'll check that out next time I go to Walmart. Motors on the outside. No, the motors will be on the inside. You'll see. The idea is to build a higher temp printer. Not so much a high temp printer. We want to see how hot we can get a printer without additional chamber heating. We might put a Panda Breath in it, but I want to see how much heat we can get off of it, just the bed, and just insulating the heck out of it, and just have a printer for dedicated Gucci filaments. Like right now, the Pantheon I use for all my Gucci filaments, but the Pantheon doesn't really get that hot. Like, it gets warm, but it doesn't get hot. The hot end gets hot. The hot end will do 500, no problem. So it can print like some of the Gucci stuff, like the PPSs, but it doesn't get a hot chamber. So I kind of want a printer that can get a hot chamber and a hot end. So that's what the that'll be for. So we got the E3D high temp Revo that'll do 500 Celsius, and we'll use that for the thing. Are you going to do the mod for the U1 where you use the Anycubic Ace Pro box? Well, I don't have the Anycubic Ace Pro box, so no. What will probably end up happening, this printer and probably the Creator 5 will probably go downstairs on my desk next to the XL. So I'll have all my tool changers in one location. So I got to redo the room downstairs again, so I have room for all these guys. Because these guys aren't that loud. These ones I don't mind running in the house. What do you think about the Soval M1D? It looks really cool, but nobody has one yet that I know of. So I can't really, like, on paper it looks good, but everything looks good on paper. Nobody has one. Nobody's commented on it. It's an index with a one tool that swaps. So it's a 6+1 printer, which I haven't seen before. So it'll be interesting. Show off the owl. Give a hoot. Read a book. Look at that owl. That owl turned out so damn good. chamber temp of 59.3 on your Voron 2.4300. On my XL, or on my XL, on the Core 1L, it is currently 58 Celsius on the Core 1L, and on the Core 1 it is 55 Celsius. In my garage right now, the ambient temp is 28 Celsius. So for anyone who thinks the Prusas don't get warm inside, printing ABS, they get to 55 easily. As long as they're not in like a freezing cold garage. Yeah, this is definitely like, I am keeping this print. This looks so damn good. I'm kind of, let me see if I can find the only thing that happened was the beak. The little tip of the beak broke off on the infill when I was taking it out. It's like stuck in the support material. Can't really get it out. That's what she said. Okay, let's see if I can get it out of here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Do I have where is my super glue? I don't actually shoot. Do I have PLA gloop? I might have some PLA gloop. Pet G gloop. Pet G gloop. Nope. Nope. Oh, no, that's ABS glue. That's ABS glue. Honey, where is my super glue? Loctite. I don't know. I think I ran out of super glue. I think I gotta go actually buy super glue. Yeah, I'm actually out of super glue, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm actually out of super glue. I gotta go buy some super glue. Oh well. How much blue ABS is left on that spool? Oh geez. Yeah, I gotta find a little bit of super glue and then I can glue the little tip back on. Let me go run downstairs. Let me go run downstairs and take a look. I think maybe I brought it downstairs. Maybe it's downstairs. Did I bring it downstairs? Super glue. E6000. That's not super glue. That'll. Yeah, I can E6000 it on. That'll work. Yeah, I don't see any super glue. Yeah. Oh man, I used to have so much super glue in all these little containers, and I don't know where it all. Oh yeah, we'll just use some E6000. That'll work. When in doubt, E6000. Oh, bloop. Nope. ABS. ABS. Wait. Maybe in here. No. Ha! Nope. Ha! Nope. Got E6000. Also, I'm gonna need to print a pad 7 screen for the Trident, I think, because that's the only. Oh, this is gonna be fun. How am I gonna? Because I need to hold this upside down, but I don't want to put it on the. How do I? You go there so you don't move. There we go. Okay. Arts and crafts. The Tier Tower seems excessive. Yeah, it is excessive. I dropped it from 0.2 layer height down to 0.12, which the 0.12 profile is completely standard, and I forgot to drop the purge volume. When I did the like the prime volume, I only have like 10 millimeters cubed to purge or something prime. But because it's running default values, because I didn't change it over when I swapped that over, the yeah, it's like 27 millimeters cubed, which is way too much. But it is what it is. Don't lean against the moving spools. That's why it's not touching the spools. It's not touching the spools. It's... There we go. Okay, now we let that dry. Okay, now we let it dry. Whew! Whew! Probably shouldn't have it leaning against the printer that's moving, but I'll just kind of like keep an eye on it. You're new? Hello, Lunar was found. How are you doing? Yeah, that'll dry up. I mean, it's as aligned as I can get it without it being all... There we go. Just let it dry up and it should be good. How are you doing? I'm doing hootin' fantastic. I still can't believe how good this owl turned out. That is an insane, like even with how inefficient that print is, it definitely needs work. I can't believe how that turned out. Need this bigger. The owl was 10 millimeters cubed, and like even the chameleon, like this is 10 mil. So I actually like how they do it. The purge towers that I don't know if this is an Orca thing or if this is a snapmaker thing, but see how it does this little wall around the outside? It's pretty nice because it keeps the purge volumes consistent on the inside, but the outer wall, like you can see how it attaches. You can see how it attaches, right? So it tapers. So that way your purge amount stays the same, but the footprint narrows like a triangle because triangles are strong. So that way you don't really use a lot of filament to keep it stable. And also you put a big ass brim on it too to help. So both of these were fine. Neither of these fell off. So like, they worked pretty good. Do you sell printed stuff? No, I don't. I do not do print. I used to back in the day. I used to do Voron printed forward. And the thing is, the reason I don't is a couple reasons. One, there's already enough people at farmers markets and arts in the parks selling flexi whatevers, right? We don't need another person selling random slot prints like this. So I don't do that. And two, I live in Canada. Shipping sucks. So like shipping a box full of printed parts like $20. So the economies of scale don't work as well here in Canada as it does for the States for shipping stuff. I do personal stuff. I have a couple friends and acquaintances in my area that reach out to me to print stuff for them occasionally. Like I have a former coworker, he restores cars, and he's reached out to me a couple times over the years like, oh hey, can you print me these speaker grills or this airbox intake or something? And I'll do like little custom orders like that. It's something I would love to get into, but I would need a lot of room for that. And I don't have connections for that kind of thing, so to really make it viable. So pretty much I print for personal and for content. So yeah, and then also like the whole market is getting flooded with, you know, companies are trying to, I've done this rant before, so if you've seen it or if you've heard it, it's not new, but basically 3D printers, not everyone needs a 3D printer, but it's the fastest growing market in 3D printing is people buying printers who don't need printers because that's the easiest market to sell to right now, right? That's what Bamboo's bread and butter is, selling printers to people who don't need printers. And everyone else is doing it now too because it's a growing market. So many people are buying printers on the idea that they're going to start their own store selling 3D prints. The market is just right flooded. Like the people that made their money selling 3D prints are either they did it in the past or they're already established. Like the industry can only support so many people running print farms, so many people selling flexi whatevers, right? There's only so much out there that the industry can support. And even right now, I think it's an overproduction standpoint at this point. I mean farm. I would like to do print farm stuff, but I do not have the room for that kind of thing. Also, all my printers are different. Like the one printer I have the most of are Prusa Mark IVs, and I have 3 of them. I've got 3 Mark IVs. Well, actually, 2 Mark IV S's, 1 Mark IV, 2 Core 1s, 1 Core 1L, a Seaboard Trident, a Pantheon HS3, an LDO 300 V2 with VVD, Prusa XL in the basement, and a Voron 250 in the basement, along with a Micron and a bunch of other printers. Like in terms of like, I have about 20 to 30 printers that I could like plug in and start printing with if I wanted to, but I keep about 10 of them actually plugged in at any given moment, and most of them are in the garage. So I have a victory garden, not a print farm. I get that. I've spoken to Colin. I have spoken to Colin about it. It is not viable. It is not viable to do an underground thing. I have spoken to Colin about it. It is not viable where I live. The water table is too high and the ground is not conductive to it. So unfortunately, it is not something, and if you doubt me, there's me with Colin. So yes, I have spoken to him about it. It is not viable. As much as I would love to. I can't do an underground bunker. My neighbors would kill me too. Where I live in this subdivision, it's not like jolly old English. Everything's buried. So there's hydro lines, there's gas lines, everything's buried. So. Vertical buildup. I mean, I have the garage. I kind of like the way I had things set up in the garage, but I might redo it. Because the idea when I set up the garage for doing this, the idea was I would leave half the garage for garage stuff. And then I ended up taking it over. So the other side of the garage, I have the Venture XL, I got the CNCs, and I got the paint booth. So I might move some stuff around in the garage, maybe. Like maybe move my rack of printers up against here, move this into the middle. I don't know. I kind of don't want to move anything right now because everything's hooked up and everything's heavy. And it would be a pain to move everything around. But I might redo the garage setup at some point to make it a little bit more... Because I've changed how I plan to do it multiple times. Like, I've got this big bench here I don't use except for storage. Because it's like... The idea was the camera would be over there, but then I moved it and everything kind of changed. So... Is he ignoring you? I'm not ignoring you. I can only talk about one thing at a time. Why is this printer so slow? It's fast enough. Are you in a rush? At the local dollar store is a vending machine that has 3D printed flexi. Oh, dude. A lot of them got recalled due to choking hazards. Like, what was it? Was it Bamboo that just advertised it? Like, I just saw it on the Twitter feed today. Yeah, Bamboo. Oh, did they delete it? They had a post. They shared a post about printing toys for kids. And I think they deleted the post. I think they deleted the post. Did they delete it? Oh, they relabeled this. Yeah, this post was different. Toy certified, made for little hands. Yeah, I don't know. We already got enough microplastics in us. Yeah, this is full spectrum. Yeah, this is also full spectrum. I'm printing at 0.12 layer height? 0.12 layer height, yeah. Well, you want to print, because it's like Qforge for vertical, so the thinner the layer height, the more blending you're going to get. So it's going to be interesting. So right now, it's actually that middle color is actually coming out like a pink. It's going to be hard to see from this camera angle, I think. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can get a better camera angle for this. Because the problem is you need to see it more frontal to get the better view. But it's actually, that middle is pink. Like, it actually looks like pink. So it's blending out pretty good. Okay, I'm just gonna slowly put this down so that the glue doesn't dislodge. There we go. Oh, that looks much better with the fixed beak. 1, 2, 3 blocks. Go buy 1, 2, 3 blocks. I gotta do that stupid video where I just talk about all the dumb little things you should buy if you do a lot of 3D printing. Full spectrum's way. Well, that's kind of like, I wanted to play with it today just to kind of see. But it's pretty complicated to get started, it looks like, especially going in blind. So I'm like, okay, so we found a pre-sliced model, and we're just throwing a bunch of random colors at it just to see. Put a close pic in the Discord. Of the owl? Or the print, like Carol. Show you. There, you want the owl? I think I posted pictures of the owl on Discord. There you go. By the way, that isn't, that little line you see there, that's not like a knit line, that's not a start-stop line. That is actually the bronze filament. So it's actually a slightly different filament on the beak. And if the light hits it right, you can see it because it's a polyalchemy, so it's a little bit shiny. Bruce has a pretty good video, yeah. It's gonna lie. Yeah, if you guys know how we work here. If we're trying something for the first time, we're doing it live. Because how else are you gonna get a first impressions of something if they're not my first impressions? Support came off really clean on this too. Like the only damage was a little bit of that beak, but you can kind of see how that beak would break off, that little tip of the beak would break off when you take support off. Because it was like buried in the support, so it just kind of all came at once kind of thing. And there was a little bit of fuzz, but if you can clean up a print by just kind of running your hand on it to clean the fuzz off, I don't care. Like any multicolor print or multi-tool head printer is going to leave a little bit of fuzz because some filaments are just fuzzy. They just leave that wispiness. So if you just do that and it cleans up, I don't care. I don't ding it marks for that. Oh, dude, printing this, it's like every now and then I see a post on the Bamboo subreddit of somebody printing the Ocarina of Time mask on like a P1 or P2 or an X1 with the AMS, and it's like 60 something hours for half the print, and you're like, oh, and it's like wasting so much filament. Like so much. I'm sorry if in 2026, if you are serious about multicolor printing, you should not be looking at anything in Bamboo's lineup unless you are absolutely on a budget. If you can spring for a Snapmaker U1, a Creator 5, a Prusa XL, any actual proper tool changer. If you can spring for a tool changer, spring for a tool changer. If you are serious about multicolor, or if you want to do any real multi-material, you should not be buying a printer that is a single nozzle multi-material system setup. It is not worth it in 2026. Index, I know, soon. Yeah, if you're on a budget, yeah. Like I mean, like if you buy like if you're using like I got the VVD on this printer and I use it for basically filament management. So filament management and filament rollover, where it's like I don't want to have to go out to the garage and change a spool over because I just keep all my common colors loaded or common filament types loaded, and I could just send a print to it remotely and it'll swap to the right filament and go. That's really handy to have. Also, filament rollover. That's really handy to have. Those are very valid use cases for a multi-material system. And in a pinch, yes, it can do multicolor. Okay, yes, you can do multicolor on a multi-material system. But the moment you want to do a lot of multicolor on a multi-material, the time, because remember, the whole time that filament you're changing filaments, your bed's running, your fans are running, your heater's running, you're putting wear on the machine, you're using power, you're using electricity, and a lot of places, electricity prices going up. You're costing money. Time is money, friend. You're wasting a lot of time and you're wasting a lot of material. Whereas this, like, and we're only wasting this much filament with the prime because I left default settings. We could be using 1/10 of that. And some prints you don't even need purge to infill. Like this whole print, I could have done this print without any prime tower. I could have just told it to do infill before walls and primed to infill, and it would have been fine. Well, yes, that is, you know, as I've said before, the tinfoil hat theory is that Bamboo wants you wasting filament because they make money selling you their Bamboo filament. That's why all their machines freak out when you don't load Bamboo filament. They're like, oh, our profiles are optimized for Bamboo filament. You should be using Bamboo filament. Buy your Bamboo filament and throw half of it in the garbage printing multicolor stuff so you buy more filament. That's the tinfoil hat reason. And yes, I keep a tinfoil hat on hand for tinfoil hat shit. printer falling because the steppers were used. Nope. I've never had a stepper motor fail on me. Never. So just so you know, it is 3:30. We're halfway through the stream today. Woo! If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, enter now. We will be doing a giveaway at the end of stream. So enter for your chance. If you haven't entered yet, scroll down, enter now. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. Ever replace any belts? I have, but not often. Usually, like, I'll replace belts if I'm doing a full rebuild on a printer with a lot of hours. Like, when I upgraded from V2.2 to 2.4 on a bunch of my Vorons, I upgraded the belts. Because they also went from, like, generic belts to Gates belts. But I don't think I've replaced Gates belts with Gates belts on any machine. Like, once they're Gates belts, they're pretty good. Like, you have to use your printer a lot to wear down belts. How's that metal looking? Yeah, it's hard to judge because when you're looking from this angle, you're only seeing the top layer. I'll look from the front once we get the print a little higher up. Yeah, don't use steel. Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, I had to replace belts on one printer that had steel core belts. Andy Miller, $20. Cheers and appreciate it, Andy. Yeah, I knew I had to do it. The idea was, let's see how long we can see steel core belts work. Actually, to be fair, the steel core belts on the Z, last I heard, were still working. It's the XY steel core belts. They did not like that. They did not like that. The orange was so nice, though. It's like, the guy, like, this was the Gloop V2. We built a V2 for Gloop. Let me see if I can, let me find a picture of it here. Yeah, so we built a V2 for Gloop. And then, I brought it to them. Yeah. So the belts were orange for the Z, but the XY were originally orange, but they failed, unfortunately, which kind of sucked. Because it was like, they looked so good. Those orange belts looked so good. But on the Z, they held up. On the Z, they held up. But on the XY, they only lasted a couple prints before they fell apart. Because the steel core, the problem with steel core, steel, you bend it back and forth, it work hardens and it fatigues and it fails. So steel belts can work, but there's a minimum bend radius. The problem is most 3D printers are the bend radius is too little. It's way too tight of a bend. So you end up work hardening them really quickly. On the Z, because the Z doesn't move as much and it's not constant back and forth, they last longer. But they're also easy to repair. So if they got I gave them the belts, so if they got to swap the belts out, they just swap the belts out. But yeah. But the problem is nobody makes fun colors for regular belts for the most part, I believe. Yeah, way too small, yeah. 1.5 for steel core. Well, they've already been replaced. They've already been replaced. Can we figure out how to effectively dye belts color? So belts come in black, which is kind of hard to dye. It's a rubber, right? Like, here, I've got a belt here. So here's a Gates Power Grip GT. Okay, so it's Kevlar. So it's Kevlar in the belt instead of steel. Okay. But there's like no real way to dye these. Like, and I don't know the rubber they use. I don't know the specific rubber they use for it. And I don't know if it can be dyed. Because a lot of time when you dye it, like, it can affect its quality. Like, here's the thing. Certain items are designed to work first. And appearance doesn't play into it, right? So it's like, if they would take a hit to performance by changing the color, they won't do it. So. Which brand for belts? Gates. I mean, that's what the majority of printers use, is Gates belts. Or you might see Unada. Gates Unada. Which Unada is like Gates. It's Gates, but made in Asia. It's still Gates. I think now you don't even see Unada, you just see Gates. Or Gates Unada, because there used to be like the Chinese market Gates had a different name, but they were still Gates. Like they were the same belt, just made in China. So we used to buy those on AliExpress back in the day. Natural, yeah, but I don't think they use natural rubber. So. Carbon black helps prevent UV penetration and degradation. Yep, so that's probably why they're all black, because they're designed like they're not going to run a whole special production batch of belts in funky colors just for the 3D printing nerds. Where it's like most of their belts probably go in machines that never see the light of day. Got a tower booger, do I? Not really. Spending more time printing the purge than the thing. I mean, I don't see anything. Did it fall over? I legit don't see anything. I gotta get a haircut. I gotta get a shower. I was going to, but here I'll show you the teaser pic. So if you haven't seen it, this was yesterday, or 2 days. Yesterday. This was the final parging coat. All this is cleaned up. It's all cleaned up because I moved it. But this was the Deku tree before I painted it. So because you guys are being nice, I'm not going to show you the final one. But this was after the base coat of paint. So that's all a brown acrylic meant for like printing brick or painting bricks. So, yeah. So it's done. And if you're a channel member or a Patreon supporter, there's pictures of it on the Discord if you want to take a look at it. But it is done. Link, my boy. But no, it worked out pretty good with the parging. So it's basically 3 coats of, not concrete, but here, I'll show you. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? We're back. Quick, everyone like the smash button. Everyone quickly like the smash button. So that the YouTube doesn't, like, kill the stream. Stream died. Somehow OBS just stopped, and I don't know why. OBS just, like, stopped streaming. I had to start streaming again. I'm like, what the? Okay. Anyways, so yeah. So this is what it looks like underneath all that. So the base layer is basically it's like 1.3 kilograms, not even. So it's 300 millimeters tall. It's about 650 millimeters from like widest point to widest point. Printed on multiple parts on the Prusa Core 1 in PETG. It is, I think I went with 10% infill gyroid, no outer wall, no top layer, and then I covered the whole thing in mortar. So type S mortar mix. So it's the mortar you use for holding your bricks together when you're doing a wall, that kind of mortar. And I put it on pretty wet. So it went on pretty wet, and it basically just impregnated all that infill, and basically kind of like rebar or like a wire mesh. You would normally, when you're doing something like this, you use wire mesh. Yeah, the dangle, it's in the members channel. So you got to be a channel member up there, because it's done and it's going to be a video. I don't want to, you know, give away the ending kind of thing. Got to watch the video. So this is just like a scratch coat. So it's basically, I put it on really wet and it just kind of into it. And then I left the top surface kind of rough, so that when I went around and did the parging coat, which is parging mix, which is like concrete you're supposed to put on like when you're doing like a vertical wall or something. So I did the parging mix, and then I think this was before I did the final picture. What I did was I took a bunch of the parging mix and I made it super soupy, or not super soupy, but wetter than normal. And I just kind of slathered it on, and then I used the back of my hands. So I kind of like just ran my hands up, and it left a really good finish. Actually, I will tease you some of the video, I think. Tower, Miro 3D. Because I've already imported some of the videos for it. Date modified, Deku printer. Yeah, I'll show you. So this is GoPro footage. So this was the initial coat. So it's literally me just slathering on, like, it looks like a mess, right? Like, it looks like a mess right now. And then I put it on wet so that it would impregnate into the print for strength and whatnot. And then I basically just went in there after it started setting up, and I used my hands to just kind of like form it. But you can see, like, see this technique? I use this technique to get like kind of like a tree bark kind of look. So I was practicing on this, and then I did it with the mortar. Not as vigorous because of scaling, but yeah. So, and then I just let it dry, and then there we go. Yeah. Also, I did not need to mix up an entire bag of frickin' mortar. I wasted so much of this mortar. I only needed like a quarter of a bag for this. I did not need to waste that much mortar. I wasted way too much mortar. Here. Yeah. So like this is what it looks like from the side, just after, like it's before cleanup, essentially. Now I want mashed potatoes. Anyone else want mashed potatoes? I could really go for some mashed potatoes. Lesson learned for next time. Yeah, so I bought 2 bags of Type S mortar. I used 1 bag, and I didn't need to use the whole bag. Did I sand and stain the deck? Yeah. This was me deck before. This is me on me deck. And then skip that picture. This is me deck all nice and cleaned up. How many kilograms is the bag? 80-pound bag, I think. It's like 30 kilogram bags. They're 30 kilogram bags. So I bought 2 bags. I used 1. I didn't use the whole. So I have a whole bag. Luckily, Type S mortar, even in Canada, is like $11 a bag. So $11 in mortar. The Parging mixed concrete was $20 a bag, and that was another 30 kilogram bag. That I scooped. So I still have most of that bag left over still. So if I wanted to make another one of these, I have that. And then the paint I bought Beauty Tone outdoor acrylic or exterior acrylic paint. It's meant for like brick. I bought velvet. I don't know. I went with velvet. That was like 20 bucks. So all in all, like to do one of these is like 1.3 kilograms of filament, $10 in mortar, $20 in parging. So there's 30, 50, and the $70. And then for the different color paints, all I did was I mixed it. So I had brown paint. So to make it darker, I had a little black. To make it lighter, I added a little bit of yellow and white, just for like the different. And then I had some leftover green from another project that I used for the moss on it. And I just kind of dry brushed it on. So I painted everything brown. Like I slathered on the brown paint, let that dry, and then I dry brushed in a bunch of detail stuff. So yeah, it's like 30 kilogram bags. Yeah. So here's the thing, if I wanted to do another one of these, it would just cost me the filament because I already have the material. So if you wanted to make a bunch of these as like a project, it scales very well economically. Because like I still have, like this was the thing of paint I bought, and it was like, I only, like, it's still full up to here. It's Bison, Plains Bison Beauty Tone. It's made in Canada, eh? I got it at Home Hardware. I love my local Home Hardware. Good folks there. Audio. So yeah, so it actually worked out pretty good. I'm hoping to have the video out this weekend, because all I have to do is find a plant to put in it for the final like pictures and thumbnails and shit. But it's supposed to rain the rest of the week, so I'm gonna start editing tonight, and we'll see how it goes from there. So hopefully the video will be out this weekend, and if you are a channel member, it'll be available whenever I get it done. You'll get it early. So do some moss. Yes, the plan is, what I did was, here, I'll spoil a little bit of it. I'll spoil a little bit of it because you guys are being so nice. Yeah, I'll do this because you don't see. So you can kind of see what I did. This is wet, so it's wet, so you don't see it. But I used some green paint and I dry brushed it on around the bottom. And then I mixed it a little lighter, so it's a little bit lighter going up it. And then what I did at the very end, once everything was done, I took about a cup of warm water and I mixed in a little bit of black acrylic paint, and I just slathered the whole thing with that. And it gives it basically, like, anyone here who's done minifigures know like a mud wash or a black wash or a brown wash or whatever you call it. I basically did that to the whole thing. So it kind of like, the deeper areas get a little bit of black paint and kind of like, it gives it a little bit of depth. Yeah, you could also, yeah, you could also dye the concrete, but I wasn't going to bother with that. Mr. Tree. I mean, you could do a baby Groot. I mean, it's sitting over here in the garage. Like, it is literally right here. Like, do you hear it? Also, it is solid. Like, once I put that mortar coat on, once I put on the parging mix, it hardened right up. So, it is pretty solid. Is it heavy? Oh, it's heavy. It probably weighs a good 40-50 pounds, probably. It's anywhere between 30 and 50 pounds. Like, I'll get a scale out here and weigh myself and then pick it up and weigh me again. But it's a good, you know, like, I can pick it up with 2 hands. Like, it's got some weight to it, but like, it's a concrete planter. So it's just gonna kind of sit on the ground. And y'all better watch the video. It doesn't have a sponsor. So somehow I gotta make $70 in ad revenue to break even. Yeah, there's basically the inside bottom is just the infill from the mesh, and I just tried to keep concrete from getting into that middle infill area. And then I just drilled a bunch of holes in the bottom. So there is drainage out of the bottom. Yeah, there is ways for water to egress. I might grab a drill and just drill a couple more holes right through just to be safe. But there is ways for water to egress. If I were to do this again, I would have modeled in some holes in the bottom and left like an actual proper hole in the bottom. So, because I was like, oh, I'll leave the mesh there. That way the mesh will keep the dirt in and still allow water to get out. The problem is the mesh got really polluted with concrete really quickly once I put that initial coat on, because it was so soupy, it just filled everything. Which is good, because you want it to impregnate all the plastic to be basically like rebar. Like a wire mesh, because normally when you do this, like, what you use is like is any of this not safe for work? No. Yeah, no, this is fine. Yeah, you would use like a wire mesh like this as your like form. So see how they have like a wire mesh form for this? So the idea was, in this case, we'll just, you know, instead of trying to make this, right? I don't know what's on that site. Instead of trying to like figure out how to make this out of wire mesh, just 3D print it and just infill. And then, yeah, that was the idea. And it worked pretty good. It's not my idea. Somebody on my Discord shared a bunch of pictures of what they did during the, remember every month, the last Friday of the month, we do a stream where we look at projects and stuff you guys have done. Somebody already did this. I can't remember what their name is in chat. Iron Pitchfork. Where are they in chat? Pitchfork Thumb on Discord. But anyways, they shared that and I was like, oh shoot, that is really cool. I want to try that. So that's exactly why I do those monthly streams. Lance Wood, yeah, Lance. Lance did this last month, or I don't know when they did it, but on the Discord, we have this channel called Look What I Printed, and the whole point of this channel is to show off stuff you've printed or projects you've worked on to get like people inspired to do stuff. So the last Friday of every month we go through this, but Lance did this, and we looked at it, and I was like, holy shit, this is really cool. And so I wanted to make my own, so I did. So it's cool. So he did a stump, and I was like, well, I could do a stump too, but like I want to do a Deku tree because that's really cool. Also, I love seeing these pictures because like, holy shit, the Mog is huge. Does it have rear steering as well? Does the Mog have rear steering as well? This thing is going to be huge. This thing's going to be huge. Can I put like a rocket launcher on the back, like an MLRS? Can I use it as a HIMARS? Wexter is looking forward to the video. Nice. Am I building one? So what all those parts in that box are for. I've been printing Mog parts for the past little bit. I've got probably about a third of the parts printed. I got most of the frame printed, and most of the drivetrain printed. I do have to print all the body panels though, and I have I don't know what color we're doing the body panels in yet. Maybe we'll talk about that on Friday. Do a snowplow. I could do a snowplow. I kind of want to Mad Max it out. I kind of want to Mad Max it out. Like, I'll put a cattle catcher on the front, put a doof wagon on the back, put some speakers. So when everyone else is doing their death racers, I can just drive through everyone and just send them all flying like that that Mythbusters truck they did with the thing in the front. Paint it. Oh, dude. If it was an Astro van, I would totally try and like get like a 1980s album cover art on the side of it with like a girl in a string bikini fighting a dragon or something. Like straight up 80s Astrovan style. Well, I don't know when the video is going to be done by. I think Friday is when it's not supposed to rain. So, because I gotta record a part of it. I gotta have it out in my like somewhere in the backyard, among nature with a plant in it. Like I gotta finish it. Like the planter is done, but now I gotta do the set dressing part where I put it somewhere, put a plant in it, make it look good. Then I can film the end of the video. So. It's not a purge tower, it's a prime tower, and it's because I changed the height settings before starting the print, it is defaults, which are way too high. But it's not a purge tower, it's a prime tower. And it is, like, put it this way, this was the prime tower for this, this was the prime tower, and it's mostly hollow. This is only like 40, 50 grams of filament. And I didn't even need to use this. I'm just running mostly default settings for now still. Shaggin' wagon. Oh, I'm hungry. What am I doing for dinner tonight? I have no idea what I'm doing for dinner tonight. Default settings are purge. Purge tower, prime tower, potato, tomato. There is actually no distinction in your slicer between a prime tower and a purge tower. It comes down to use. So a purge tower is when you're using a system with one nozzle, because you have to purge out the old color before you start the new color. That's why it's called a purge tower. But operationally, when you have a tool changer, you don't need to purge. You're priming. So you're extruding a little bit of filament to ensure that the nozzle, while it was parked, it didn't ooze out. You don't want to under extrude. You don't want to start printing and under extrude. So you do a little bit of priming just to make sure the nozzle's good, and then you go print. So the problem is a lot of slicers, the default settings are kind of like purge settings, not prime settings. This one isn't too bad, but it's still wasting a lot of filament. So you can definitely drop those values. Personally, on smaller models, I still run a prime tower, but on bigger models, what you do is you just tell it to print infill before walls, and that way it will start printing, it'll prime to infill essentially. So it'll just go right to doing the infill, and if it under extrudes a little bit when it starts doing infill, who cares? Or if you're printing with multiple walls, I don't like doing it with 2 walls, but if you're printing with like 3 or 4 walls, you can start with your outer walls, or you can start with walls before infill, because the prints do look cleaner when you do walls before infill. But what you do is you make sure you print inner walls before outer walls, so if it does under extrude, it under extrudes during that inner wall, which you're not going to see, and hopefully it doesn't read through the walls. So there's a lot of ways to get rid of the prime tower on a tool changer. With a multi-material system where you have to purge, you can't really do the prime to infill trick a lot of the time. People are always like, oh, just prime to infill, you won't waste the filament. One, it doesn't matter if this is inside the print or not. It's still wasted material. Either it ends up in the garbage or it ends up making your print way more. Purge is still waste, okay? You offset a little bit of infill, which, let's be honest, isn't much. The problem is, too, that you run into with trying to purge to infill. Look at this. This is a 4-color print. Imagine this was a 5-color print, and this little bead here was like green. So you would have silver, yellow, or silver, gold, green, and purple. So that's 4 colors. Do you really think there's enough XY dimension in one layer to purge 4 colors to the infill, even if it was a solid layer? A lot of time, model geometry doesn't allow you to purge enough material into the model to do that. So you still have to have the separate purge tower. So it's kind of like the purge to infill is like communism. On paper, it makes sense and it's great, but in reality, it don't work too well. It's like it can be done in some very unique situations if the settings, if you're only doing a limited amount of colors per layer and the model is large enough to have enough internal volume, yeah, you can purge to infill. Sometimes, but not all the time. Not the majority of the time. Purge to object. That is another option if you are doing something that can support that. There are a lot of ways. There are ways to optimize. There's always ways to optimize things. Pop it in during a coffee break. Did you bring enough coffee for everyone? Saw that Stratasys won the US patent against Bamboo Labs on the Purge Tower patent. They're not Purge Towers, they are prime monoliths. It's not a Purge Tower, it's a prime monolith. Yeah, Index says it. Yeah, any tool changer you're not purging. Purge, the tower is functionally irrelevant. What you call this tower is irrelevant. Or no, what is the proper wording? The tower is always the tower. It is the printer mechanics that determine what the tower is. If it is a tool changer, it's a prime tower. If you are doing single nozzle multi-material or multicolor, so you're using an MMS like the VVD or the AMS system or the Prusa MMU3, it is no longer a prime tower, it is now a purge tower. Because it's functionally, mechanically, they're the same thing. It is a tower that the nozzle splooges filament into. But the function of the tower differs depending on the mechanics of the printer. So single nozzle multi-material system, it is a purge tower because you are purging out old filament and priming new filament. With a tool changer, you don't need to purge out old filament, you're just priming the filament. And even then, it's like, you know, you can optimize your purge amounts on a system like this if you're printing something big and you know you could bleed color into infill. So you only purge a little bit and then use the rest for infill. But that's model dependent. So a lot of times it's just easier to go with a setting that just kind of assumes you're never going to be purging to infill because you can't always guarantee. Otherwise, you're playing with slicer settings every time you do a print, which gets annoying real quick. How is this looking so far from the front? Let me open this front door so I can actually see. Oh yeah, we are getting some different colors going on there. We are getting some different colors going on. Cold brew coffee. Ooh, nice. I keep meaning to buy like a giant French press just so I can do cold brew overnight. And then I don't. Outcry from a waste from the original MMS purge block heavier than, oh yeah, oh yeah. That is still extremely common. Do I still have it, or did I throw it? I might have thrown it out. Yeah, I might have thrown it out. The purge block from printing this guy on this machine. Yeah, I think I threw it out. It's insane, the amount of waste. But like, it is what it is. Like when I was at Art in the Park last weekend, was it last weekend or two weekends ago? I was talking, and there was one booth there. There are 3 booths selling 3D printed stuff. One is a group that have been doing it for years, so I don't harp on them at all because they were like one of the first ones to do it in our area. So it's like, cool, you were here first. I don't critique you. The other 2 were kids. One was in the kids area, and it was like a bunch of grade schoolers that were selling 3D prints. So cool, good on them. The other one was a teenage girl, and her parents were supporting her selling stuff at her store. And it's like, cool, young business person, great. But I was talking with her, and I'm like, what printers do you use? And she's like, oh, I use Bamboo A1s. And I'm like, you must have a lot of purge, right? What are you doing with all your purge? Because she had a lot of multicolor prints. And she's like, oh, I have garbage bags of it in the basement. And I'm like, you need to look into getting a tool changer. If you're gonna be doing this for longer, like you're gonna keep doing this, you need to get into a tool changer. And she's like, yeah, which one? I'm like, just go get a U1 or something. And she's like, yeah, I've heard good things. I'm like, yeah. Like, the moment you start seriously doing a lot of multicolor prints, you need to be looking into tool changers. The whole Bamboo Lab with the AMS, Prusa with the MMU, those things, they were good when tool changers were, you know, you wanted a 5-tool XL, drop $5,000 on the table. Now tool changers under $1,000. So if you're serious about doing tool changing, you should be getting doing multicolor, you should be getting a tool changer. Just for your own sanity. Just for your own sanity. When you're printing a multicolor transformer model, do you use an Optimus Prime tower? Have I tried Vortex? Nope. Vortex not a tool changer. It still requires loading and unloading the filament. So while it doesn't require the purge that other systems, like other single nozzle setups, you still have the detraction of requiring the AMS system. So you still have the time penalty of the AMS system. It's not as bad as other systems. I do believe it using the AMS with the H2C, whatever, the Vortex system. It is a little bit faster than most other Bamboo systems, but you still have the time penalty, and you are still limited to filaments that work in an AMS system, so flexibles, for example. This I could print with like 2 flexible filaments, printing a PETG print with PLA supports, no problem. So, what do I think of Index? I think it's awesome, and I can't wait to get my hands on one. In fact, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we're building a Voron Trident R2. That's what all these printed parts are for. We're going to be building that, and we're going to be putting an Index on it. It's going right to Index R2, right off the bat. So I've seen Index a couple times in person. Disclosure, Bondtech has flown me out to Sweden last year to go visit them and take a look at the Index system. I am super pumped for it. I think it's going to be awesome. And I'm loving the amount of detail and work they've put into it, because they don't want to release it underbaked. So like literally the last, for those wondering why the last delays was essentially ironing out all the little bugs that, like, especially firmware size. It's like, no, this thing, when it ships, it's ready. They're not doing a Creality where, you know, first adopters are beta testing. They already did the beta. They want to be shipping a full final product. So also I know some people were like, they wanted the Founders Edition because the Founders Editions are SLS parts, and then the production version is going to be injection molded parts. I've seen pictures of the injection molded ones. They look good. They look good. So the rain hath come. Is it raining out? I'll poke my head outside and take a look. I'm gonna go poke my head out, see if it's raining. I'm only interested in open source. Well, here's the thing with, here, let me go see if it's raining and then I'll come back and talk about it. Is it raining? No, we haven't got any rain. Oh, those skies are dark. What's it look like outside? Oh, those skies are dark. Those skies are dark. Those skies are dark. Those skies are dark. Think of it this way. You want to know what open source is? Open source is insurance and a warranty. What do I mean by that? I don't know about you. If I am dropping $1,000 on an item, 500 plus, like honestly above $500, if I'm dropping $500 plus on a thing, I fully expect that thing to still be working in 2, 3, 4 years. Okay? Like if I bought like a machine and 2 years from now the company just straight stops supporting it, I'd be a little peeved, especially if I dropped like $1,000, $2,000 on it, right? So I view machines being open source as ongoing community warranty. So if I buy a U1 today and Snapmaker goes out of business tomorrow, well, it's just running Clipper. I can update firmwares, I can change the way the machine works, I can still add stuff. They had one of these machines was at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest with 16 colors. Each tool had its own multi-material system hooked up to it, and guess what? They're all different. They had a box turtle and an EBU, and I think an open AMS and a bunch of other shit. Whereas if you were to buy a machine that was more locked down, you're kind of SOL. Like, yeah, you could keep using it as is until something breaks and you don't got a replacement part. This, you could swap out the motors, you could swap out the hot ends, you could swap out the tool heads if something was compatible. If another company decided, you know what, we're gonna make our own tool heads that you can buy for the Snapmaker U1, you could just do it. You could just do it. So I kind of view that like if I'm dropping that much on a machine, either I'm hoping the company is still around. So like a company like Bamboo, we know Bamboo is going to be around as a company because they're the big player in the game right now. They sell more printers than anyone. They are probably going to be around for a while. Now they might get DJI'd where they're no longer allowed to sell in the US, and then all of a sudden we don't have DJI anymore in the US. We have another company that looks exactly the same as DJI, but they're not called DJI. So Bamboo could get DJI'd, but let's be honest, as an entity they'll be around for a while. But when you're buying from like, you see some of these companies selling printers for like several $1,000s, you know, or collecting your money for a Kickstarter, and they haven't shipped a printer before, they haven't shipped that kind of printer before. It's like, you're taking a gamble. I mean, look how many people got burned with Stonewolf, right? No more X1C parts after 2031. I mean, 2031 is still, what, 5 years away? 7 years is pretty good. I mean, Prusa shipped a Prusa Mark II firmware update in 2024, so. Clipper lets you random bullshit go meme, which can be, yeah. The only thing with Clipper is I'm still not the biggest fan of fully unlocked Clipper on commercial machines right off the bat, just because I feel sorry for anyone who works for customer service for a company with like, anyone could just, you know, like this is what you got to worry about. Okay, are you ready? This is what you got to worry about. Okay, watch this. Okay. Oh wait, which printer do I have online? I pull up one of these. One of these got to be online. None of these printers online. One second here. Look at that. Over there. Okay, this is what you got to worry about. Okay, I haven't changed. This is running the latest firmware. I haven't changed the thing on this machine. Oh, this machine could only do 300. Well, I want to print PPS filament. That's pretty hot. Where is MCU? Where is extruder? Oh, they got a resistance, snapmaker. Do they have an extruder setting? Not in here. Where is persist? It's all JSON. Extruder config, edit. Like, you could just go into the printer.cfg and just start, like, changing shit. Like, you could just go in there and be like, oh, max temp, 350. Max speed, this. Oh, why isn't my printer working, right? That's kind of like the problem with having unlocked Clipper, is anyone could just go in there and start messing with shit. And it's like, because all you can see, like, especially nowadays with people relying on those frickin' ChatGPT bullshit, you just go, dear ChatGPT, how do I make my printer hotter? Oh, the SnapMaker U1 runs Clipper. To modify the temperature settings on your Clipper printer, go to your printer.cfg, look for a section labeled extruder, and change your max temperature to 350. Oh, okay, ChatGPT says it's okay. Oh no, my printer's on fire! Ah! Like, this is the problem. Because you have people relying on things that don't know what they're doing and an unlocked firmware. So it's kind of like, I kind of like how Creality has, like, it's there, at least on the K1C when I played with it. It was like, okay, if you want to unlock this, you have to unlock it. So it comes locked, so you can't just fuck around in there. But if you know what you're doing, you can unlock it, and then you can go around and fuck around in there. So it's nice to have that little bit of a buffer. It's kind of like how the internet died. The internet went to shit the moment Facebook came out with an app. Because there used to be, I'm gatekeeping, by the way, I'm gatekeeping right now. There used to be a barrier to entry to the internet. You had to be smart enough to use a computer and use a web browser to get on the internet. It wasn't hard, but there was a barrier to entry to the internet. You had to be competent enough to use a keyboard, a mouse, a computer, how to use a computer, how to navigate a web browser, how to use a search engine, how to get on the internet. And then little grandma got an app on her phone and she pushes the button, now she's on Facebook, and now everything's gone to shit. So by removing that barrier to entry, everything kind of got into shit. So yeah, you kind of, as much as, you know, for the, you should never gatekeep, there should be a little bit of a gatekeep. There should be a little bit of a barrier to entry for certain things, I believe. Just kind of like, it's like when you're playing a video game, right? You playing a video game, you go to lockpick the door. You got to roll a dexterity skill check. You got to roll that skill check, right? You need a skill check. How was your anniversary day? It was good. We didn't really do much because wife was working afternoons, so we just we went out for breakfast and did a couple things. But next weekend, I think we're doing something because the little guy's gone for his first camping weekend with Scouts. So he's gone for the weekend. So, whoop whoop, party. It's not the last Murph. They're still doing Murph, but it's a different group running it now, right? At least that's what I inferred from the tweet. Like, Murph isn't done, it's just a different group is operating it going forward, right? I can't. Yeah, no. Plumbing's disconnected. New group run. Yeah, so it's still going to be Murph. It's just going to be a different group running it. So maybe I'll go next year for the first new Murph. Might be somewhere else. Sweet. That was like the biggest problem. The reason I didn't go to Murph was, although this year it seemed like it was pretty good. Like I was going to go this year if it wasn't like our anniversary weekend. I was going to go. I was just going to get a one-night hotel, just drive up the Friday, spend the Friday night, Saturday, or drive up Saturday morning, spend Saturday into Sunday and drive home, like that kind of thing. I was just going to go for a day or two. But anniversary weekend is, I was like, nope, not taking that heat. But like the problem was, like, companies don't go like they used to. A lot of people don't travel to it like they used to because it's the location. The location is what's doing it in. It's hard to get to for a lot of people. It's expensive to get to. You got to fly into Chicago, then you got to rent a vehicle and drive. So like for me, it's not too bad. It's like a 3-hour drive for me, 3-4 hour drive. It's not too bad. But like anyone traveling, it's a pain to get to. I know some people can fly into a local airport nearby, but not everyone can. I'm gonna move this camera so you guys can get a slightly better view, I think. Close the door. Here, you know what, maybe... No, I can't, really. Need a better light. I don't know why this light stopped working. Why did this light die? One second. Let's see if I can fix this light. Uh-oh. If I die, I don't know. Whoever super chats next can have the channel. Why did this light die? Unplug you. Oh, there we go. Light's working. There we go. Haha. Now we have proper lighting. Dude, I had to change the lights in the chandelier in our foyer. So our house is a raised ranch, right? So when you go into the house is on the entrance is on ground level, and then it's a raised ranch, right? So you have an upstairs and then you have a basement. But the basement's only like 3 feet in the ground because it's a raised ranch. So you come in, you got a little landing, you got a closet, put your shoes in and whatnot, and then you have stairs that go up and down. Okay, so it's like 5 steps up, 5 steps down. So we have a chandelier, so it's like an 18-foot ceiling. We got a chandelier hanging down, and it's got 7 light bulbs in it. And yesterday we were down to 1, and it's like shit. Okay, time to replace the light bulbs in it. So this time we went out and bought LEDs. The last time we did it was like 10 years ago. It was like soon after we bought the house. And they didn't have LEDs, so they're incandescents, and they've gradually been dying, and it's like shit. So we went out, bought LED ones, freaking $40 because they're stupid special lights. So $40 for 8 light bulbs later. I'm standing on, you know how they have on your ladder, they're like, do not step on this is not a step. I had to step on that and still like reach up with my hand to like undo it. So I'm like reaching up to undo it and then pull it out and then grab the new one and like let it in and then screw it in while standing on the top rung of a ladder while my wife's holding it to make sure it doesn't move. And I don't do good with heights unsupported. So I was like holding the wall, trying to like not die. So stream today would have been interesting if I fell. Put it that way. Been there. Well, the entrance of our house is like the only room, the only thing we haven't done since we bought the house. It is still the original color because like the previous owner, they did the stairs themselves and they did it not white, right? So we're basically waiting until we redo all the flooring in the house to redo the entrance area because it's all got to get ripped up and we got to redo the light. The chandelier itself is gaudy as heck. It's old. It's like gold color with all like the hanging fake crystals, but it does its job, right? And I really don't care, but at some point we're gonna replace it. So, foyer. Yeah, it's a foyer. How else do you... It's a foyer. How else do you pronounce it? Do you say foyer? It's foyer. It's like people are like, it's not a garage, it's a garage. I was up on the roof of my garage. It's like, no, I was on the roof of my garage. It's roof. Roof. Foie gras. I'll eat foie gras in the foyer. Foyer? That is like, oh man, what is it? What is that Hyundai car? Is it Hyundai or Kia? Kia Sport. Oh yeah, the Kia Sportage. Kia has a car. It's called the Kia Sportage, right? And it blew me away when I was in like the hotel room. Like I was at a hotel in the States, and they just had the TV on in like the lobby while I was eating breakfast. And they're like, the all-new 2025 Kia Sportage, and I'm like, Sportage. It's like portage. It's like a portage. You guys know what portaging is, right? When you take your canoe over land, it's portage. Portage, sportage. It's like shopping at Target. Oh yeah, Target. So that's a Canadian joke. I don't know if it's in the States too, but the joke was Target is basically just fancy Walmart. So when Target moved to Canada, all the Canadians, we started calling it Target because it was fancy. And then we all got super disappointed because it wasn't any fancier than Walmart. It is the exact same thing. It was the exact same thing that Walmart had for just more money. So there was no point to shopping there because Walmarts in Canada aren't like Walmarts in the States. They're fine. It's like you walk into a Walmart in Canada, it's just a normal store. So there is no like, oh, we shop at Target so we don't have to deal with Walmart. Where in Canada, Walmarts are fine. So there was no incentive to shop at Target, and they all went out of business in Canada within a year. Plus, it doesn't help that they barely influenced or they barely set up a supply chain up here. So half the time they were out of stock. How do you pronounce shortage? It's shortage. Like we have a shortage of screws. So you gotta remember, Canada, while we're English, we do have a lot of French history, especially in like where I'm at in Southern Ontario. There was like a big French colony back in the day. Like there is a French community like 10 minutes from me. We're like, no, everyone speaks French. It's like you go there, everyone's fluent in French. So it's like we still have a lot of Frenchness in like some of the language and like the way we pronounce things. Like where the city near me, Windsor, has a lot of streets named after French names, but it's hilarious because they pronounce everything English. But like a lot of the streets in the town near me, in the city, Windsor, are French names because they're all named after the families that own the farms back in like 1780 or whatever. So you got like Lausanne and Pilette and like all these French names. Although apparently we're getting Zellers back up here, so that'll be cool. I went to Walmart in Mississippi with a customer and he literally took his gun inside, said he wouldn't go in unless he's strapped. That blows me away. Like, I have been to the southern US. I've been down to I've been to Chattanooga. I spent some time in Alabama. And like, not like big town Alabama. I'm talking like, when I went there, I learned what a sundown town was, put it that way. And I was like, what the, okay. And it's like, I did not, at no point in any of my travels anywhere in the world have I been like, shit, I wish I had a gun on me right now. We don't have all these in Canada. You gotta understand, in Canada, everything is owned by like 3 families. So in Canada, it's like, it's either, you're either buying your food from Walmart, something owned by the Sobeys family, or something owned by the Weston family. Selling the real estate. Yeah, well, yeah, that same thing happened to like Sears. That's what killed Sears. Sears, oh my God, you want to talk about the biggest bag fumble in the world? Sears was Amazon before the internet. Like, people bought houses from Sears. The Sears catalog. Remember, as a kid, you would get the Sears catalog and you'd order like whatever, and then you go pick it up on layaway or whatever. Like, Sears was Amazon before the internet, and all they had to do was just adapt to the internet, and they refused to, and they died. And then the you know, private equity and all that shit. Like, it's insane. Sears is like the biggest bag fumble ever. Like Blockbuster. I mean, we also, like here in Canada, the Hudson Bay Company. You know, you remember from the history, from your history classes, like hopefully you had it, where it's like all of Canada used to be owned by a company called the Hudson Bay Company. That company existed until like a year ago. Like the Bay. If you ever went to a mall in Canada and you saw a store called the Bay is literally Hudson's Bay Company from 1670. It's the same company. Now it's like a kiosk inside a crappy tire. It sucks. It's like so much history gone. Yeah, crappy tire owns it. There's this, yeah, Sears used to be able to buy a house. They would ship you all the stuff to build it on a train, and then you would build your house. Back in my day, hey, my lawnmower, I bought my lawnmower at Sears, and it's still going. Good old Craftsman. Home Hardware, yeah. I mean, we still have Home Hardware in Canada is pretty good. I like Home Hardware. Like, there's a lot of stuff I go to Home Hardware for here in Canada, near me, because one, they're closer to me than Home Depot or Lowe's. I don't like going to Home Depot because the guy who owns Home Depot is, you can look into it. Lowe's isn't too bad. Or is it Rona? I can't remember if it's Lowe's or Rona, because one of them, it was Rona and then I think it's Lowe's, or it was Lowe's and now it's Rona. I can't remember which one's which. But Home Depot's pretty good, or Home Hardware is pretty good. It's Canadian owned and they're everywhere. And a lot of stuff they have cheaper than Home Depot or Lowe's, so. It's Rona, yeah, sorry, yeah, Rona. It used to be Lowe's and now it's Rona. But yeah, Home Hardware has like a surprise, like paint. I get my paint at Home Hardware, it's cheaper. Lowe's owns Rona. I thought they like disenfranchised in Canada. I thought they like broke up or something. Like, I can't remember what happened. Flock cameras. Yeah, they have weird cameras in the parking lot. I don't like that. Something green lasers. BD tone. Yep. You want to know a trick? I'll give you a homeowner's tip. Okay. Most places, when you buy paint from them, you buy the paint and they tint it, right? If you buy a house, this is something to put in your back pocket. You know, I know the economy's in shambles and all that. When you buy a house, wait for a paint place. Make sure you get it from a place that you know will exist in a couple years. Okay. Wait for them to have like a 2-for-1, or wait for their like big annual sale. Buy like 10 cans of untinted eggshell paint. Okay? Whatever you prefer, make sure it's eggshell, semi-gloss or whatever. Make sure it's eggshell. It's an interior paint. You want eggshell. Okay? Don't make me play the Linus Tech Tip rant about eggshell. But anyways, get eggshell. Buy it untinted. Buy a bunch of it when it's on sale. Take it home, put it in a closet. Whenever you need to paint something, grab one of those cans, go to the place. They will tint it for you. You just go in and be like, yeah, I bought this a while ago. I need you to tint it. Because they will tint it. Because when you buy the paint, it's supposed to be tinted. If you buy it untinted, you just bring it back and they'll tint it. Okay? I can't remember where we did it, but that's what we did. So we bought like 10 cans of paint when we got our house. We got a couple of them tinted right away because we knew what we were doing. And then we had like 8 cans or 6 cans that we just kept in a closet. And every couple of months, like, okay, we're going to paint this room. We took a can, bring it to the store. They tint it. They shake it up all good for you. So it's all nice and shaken. And then you go home and you paint. So stock up on paint. Because paint's good for years. Yeah, same. Well, if you're buying like a case of paint, you're probably going to get the same lot number. That's what we did. But yeah, we did that. I can't remember who we did it from. I mean, I could tell you in a second. It was, I think it was Deluxe. Yeah, Deluxe. Yeah, it was Deluxe. Yeah, so when we bought the house, we bought like a dozen cans, because Deluxe had like, it was like a 60% off sale or something like that. So we just bought like a dozen cans of untinted paint, and then I think we still have 3 or 4 of them left. And we just would bring them in and be like, hey, we bought this paint, can you tint this? Here's some untinted paint, can you tint it? And they're like, yep, sure, boop, boop, boop. They tint it, they shake it, here you go, have a nice day. So that's one of those things that keep in your back pocket. Walmart lid for my U1, max temps around 52 on a chilly basement. That's not bad. I mean, remember, temperature is one of those things, the more the better, until things start failing. So like 50 is plenty good to print ABS in. Especially when you're printing stuff that's low to the bed, because remember, the temperatures next to the bed are going to be higher. Especially with a machine like this, where the bed's not flopping around, so that you're going to have this bubble of hotter air right over the bed. And so the prints trap the heat pretty good. Part of 3D ABS Plus. Yeah, ABS Pluses will always usually print a little bit easier than normal ABS. For disclosure, I've been printing normal ABS on the Core 1s, and they've been fine, and they sit at 55 Celsius. And, you know, I've got no worries about layer adhesion on these parts. But Voron parts are also designed to be a little bit stockier in mind. I mean, this seems to be kind of working. I get what it's doing now. Like, it's... Yeah, some of it is zebra striped, but some of it's actually working pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Unfortunately, I don't think the print will finish in time, so... Because we only got like 20 minutes left. The spine print? Oh yeah, let me go grab the spine print. It's inside. Let me go grab it. Let me go grab it. Because this print turned out really cool. Am I the only one home? Okay, I'm the only one home. Where is it? There it is. I gotta fix it because, like, as I was bending it, I broke a PETG part because something that wasn't supposed to bend, I thought bent, and I broke apart. But so this was printed on the FlashForge Creator 5 in black PETG with PLA supports and red TPU, and so this is red TPU, black PETG, and then white PLA for supports. So that's one of those cool things you can do with a tool changer, is you can actually take advantage of actually properly printing dissimilar materials. I gotta glue some PETG together that, fortunately, this part, I thought moved, and it's not supposed to move. So I cracked it. So I had to fix it quickly. Put a little bit of glue. Need better filters. Yeah, that is something that kind of annoys me. There used to be a filter. I used to filter for like Mark III MMU. Let me pull it up here. There used to be a way to search for multi-material on printables, 3D models. So I think there's like modeling, printer. There used to be you used to be able to pick your printer at a certain point. Yeah, there used to be like a drop down for printers, and you could search for like MMU 3. And then that would show all the multicolor stuff because it was designed for MMU 3. But then they got rid of that section. So it's kind of a bit annoying, unfortunately. Man, for these are... Oh, I've heard how many they're selling. I can't share because it's an insider thing, but they're selling. They sound like hotcakes. It is insane. It is insane. Like, honestly, the fact that Bamboo isn't making a tool changer blows me away. They are missing that bus entirely. Like, FlashForge, look at our really cool, very easy to assemble tool changer. Snapmaker U1, look at our awesome open source tool changer. Sovol, look at our M1D. It's a tool changer and an index, or IDEX machine. Look at Index, it's an index. Look at the Infinmech, it's our index clone. Look at Creality, we have the Clinic system. Bamboo, bigger A2. A2, A1, but bigger. Bamboo next BlackBerry. We'll see. Elegoo's got DJI money apparently now, so we'll see how that all fares out. So we'll see how that whole thing fares out with them. Relying on brand recognition to push their filaments. Yeah, I honestly think they went all in with the AMS system as like the center of their entire ecosystem, and it worked for a bit. And now that, you know, tool changers are becoming, you know, the hot new thing, they either have to pivot and completely abandon their AMS line and come out with a tool changer, which would require them coming out with a new printer. Because their existing line of printers, you can't put tool changers in. So they got to design a whole new printer from the ground up to be a tool changer. Like, look at all the Vortex system. Look how many compromises to the H series printer they had to do to shove the Vortex in there. Like, the fact that it needs servos to swap around the different colors, the 6 different tools to fit, versus, you know, a system like Index where it's just a rack around the front. Because, you know, designed from the ground up versus kind of shoved in there. Printer domain evolution faster than GPU. I mean, GPUs aren't evolving anytime soon. And there's too much money in data centers, so all the big companies are working on AI chips instead of consumer GPUs. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA makes like, what is it, like 3% of their revenue now comes from consumer level, where like a decade ago it was like 90%. Like, NVIDIA has pretty much completely abandoned the home market. Look for color mix. So this is a problem. As a Canadian, I want to spell color with a U, but I know I get more response spelling it with, oh, there we go. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them here. Okay. Maybe I'll print that after. Vader. Ooh. Okay, maybe we should try. Are these using full spectrum? I'll give that a try after. Consumers are getting ignored. Well, we're not the market, right? Well, the markups on data center product are insane. So why sell a 5090? Why spend fab time making a 5090 that they can upsell for 20% when they can use the same fab time to make a GPU that they can sell to, you know, some AI tech bro for like 60% markup? Oh, dude, the AI, well, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that bubble to pop. Everyone's 401ks are going to go to shit, but I'm not retiring anytime soon. SpaceX. Oh, dude, the SpaceX IPO is the, like, this is something for a Saturday night after dark stream, but the SpaceX IPO is like, oh my god. If you invest in that, you're just exit liquidity. Because right now, like, it's all locked up. The moment everyone can start divesting, you're gonna see people just dumping that. Like, somehow SpaceX is worth more than like the entire military industrial complex of the US combined, yet they lose $5 billion a year. Like, revenue of negative $5 billion a year, worth $2 trillion. I don't know. Well, you're investing based on the potential. Well, potentially I'm the next Mr. Beast, but looking at my numbers, that ain't happening anytime soon. Net 7 Ruins, a lot of people reached out to their like financiers and were like, I do not want to be investing in SpaceX. Like, here's the thing that really annoys me. SpaceX by itself is actually a good company. They make rockets, they sell a product. The Starlink is a revenue generating system. SpaceX as a company, the actual space portion of SpaceX, is actually a legit company, and I actually would not mind investing in that. The problem is they have this tumor called XAI and Grok and Twitter strapped to it. And let's be honest, ain't nobody using Grok. Grok ain't making money. Considering every time I pull up fucking Twitter, I get this stupid pop-up going, please buy premium, please. It's currently half off. And they do the thing where they have a timer counting down that resets every day. Yeah, Enron, yeah. I remember Enron. I was around for that. I remember watching all that crash. Enron crash. The 08 crash. I got out of college right around 08. That was fun. Go find a job. The economy's tanked. Isn't it fun being a millennial and living through the once-in-a-lifetime event like 6 times in a row in our life so far? Nortel. Yeah, Nortel. My dad lost a bunch of money on his retirement from that. That was Nortel, yep. So many Canadians had so much of their retirement savings invested in Nortel. Yeah, and the thing with that one solid cube, yeah, 401ks are forced to buy because percentage, yeah, because it's part of an index fund. But a lot of these index funds broke their rules to allow SpaceX in. So it's like you're supposed to, like, the S&P 500 said no, because to be part of this, it's like you have to be on the market for a year and you have to show profit. And a lot of these just kind of YOLO'd it. Like, nope, we'll make more money if we let them in. Because if we don't let them in ours, they will go to another one, and they didn't want to miss out. It was never bankrupt and not worth on paper. I mean, it's all paper money at this point, let's be honest. Like, the stock market, what's the term? K-shaped economy? Where, like, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer because, like, if you're invested in the stock market, you are just detached from reality. It's like why everything's so expensive now, because the only market is just catering to experiences of rich people. There's more money in selling a $60,000 ticket to a rich guy than there is to selling $60,000 $1 tickets to regular folks, kind of thing. But that's all Saturday night stream stuff. We're playing around with full spectrum right now, and it's actually, I'm looking at it, we are getting some funky colors in here. I mean, the problem is, though, a lot of it is looking very, the green's looking good. The green's looking good. The green and the white. It's almost like a blend. Yep, they were building, yeah, that's the thing. When the internet, during the .com bubble, people thought that building the networks would be where the money's at. It turned out being the stores on the network. So it's like, it wasn't the people building the internet that were making the money. It was Amazon that was making the money. It was like, so like, it's like right now, you have all these companies developing large language models and building AI data centers, but is that really where the money's at? Because right now, all these large language models, they're not making money. It's like, if you buy the $200 a month Chat GPT subscription, you can cost them like tens of thousands a month in usage, because everything's kind of compensated right now. Nothing is actually being sold at a profitable level. So it's like, you know, once there, you know, at some point, all these checks everyone's writing for data centers and all this shit, they're gonna come due, and somebody's gonna have to actually start making money instead of just trading the money around. And I don't think there's enough money out there to cash these checks. They're all con men. You don't become a trillionaire by, you don't become a billionaire by being a good guy. Simple as that. Well, yeah, because Lank, they are selling shovels to gold miners, right? The ones who made money during the California gold rush were the people selling the pitchforks and the shovels. NVIDIA and all these memory companies, they're just taking advantage of the fact that the stuff they make just is worth a shit ton of money right now. They know it'll crash down at some point, but they're making their money while they can. All right, so we got 6 minutes left on the stream. And then, so enter for your chance below. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, be subscribed to the channel. We're going to be doing the giveaway for the Polymaker spool of filament in 6 minutes. So go down there and enter. And then once that's done, we'll do the giveaway. I'll post pictures of this on the stream, or on the Discord and whatnot when it's done. Bum, bum, bum. Hannah Fry used an AI agent to sell a mug. Here's the thing, I don't use anything AI in my life. Like, okay, DaVinci Resolve AI voice isolation, or like occasionally I got a green screen something in AI rotoscope. I use a couple AI tools built into software I already used, but I don't use ChatGPT at all. I don't use generative AI at all. Has anyone like come out with a generative AI product that has actually worked? Like, you see all these, you got the tech bros that are like, look at all these, they're gonna make AI videos and stuff. Has anyone actually come out with anything that actually has made money? Or an AI app that has made money, an AI written vibe coded app that has made money? Like, they keep saying like, oh, this shit's gonna be awesome, but like, nothing has changed for me except I see more shit on the internet now. And you gotta be cautious of every account on the internet because it's much harder to spot bots now. But I mean, like, all this new tech and none of it's affecting me at all. And I'm like, huh. So how do they expect all this money to be made? Somebody who worked in tech? Oh yeah, if you're working tech or coding or whatever, yeah, I get it. But I mean, like, I'm just a dude, I'm a YouTuber. I'm a tech YouTuber. AI doesn't affect me at all. I don't use it in my daily life. It hasn't changed a damn thing for me. I refuse to use AI thumbnails because I don't support generative AI. And also, everyone who uses AI thumbnails, your thumbnails just look like shitty AI thumbnails. They don't stand out. Like, it just, I don't know. Yeah, we're playing around with, we're testing out a full spectrum print just to see how it goes. But unfortunately, it's not going to be done in time for the stream because we only got 3 minutes left. Like, I switched over to Linux at the beginning of the year to get away from Copilot. Like, yeah, okay, I'm running Windows on this computer, but like my main desktop, I've been running CachyOS for over 6 months now as my main desktop environment. My only desktop. I don't even dual boot into Windows. And guess what? It's been fine. And I don't have freaking Copilot and everything. It's great. And everything just launches and it just works. Except every now and then it doesn't work. But when it does work, it works great. Unblock for new posts. Cool. Magic Matt. Well, that's the thing. Like, I've had to like green screen myself in a couple videos here and there. And like, yeah, DaVinci has some AI tools in it for like AI voice isolation, AI rotoscoping. Like, those tools I understand. Okay, using AI as a tool I understand, but the whole generative AI aspect, no. I don't vibe with that shit at all. Yeah, Fusion. So here's the thing. The reason I get away with Fusion is if I need Fusion, I come out to this computer or I go to the computer downstairs that I also stream from the stream room downstairs. And these both computers are running Windows and they have Fusion on it. So if I need to use Fusion, I just come out here and use Fusion on these machines. Simple as that. I don't use Fusion a lot. Yeah. I do have FreeCAD on the Linux machine, but I haven't really played around with it too much. Yeah, like right now I've got noise canceling on. That's the thing. It's like we call it AI, but it's not AI. It's just a large language model. It's machine learning, right? Like I as a stickler, AI is not AI. That's why I call them clankers, right? It's non-intelligent AI. It's not sentient. The moment one of these things wakes up and it's like, hey, does this unit have a soul or whatever? It's like, oh, okay. Don't go all Skynet on us. Pay your taxes. Follow the law. That's all I care about. At that point, I'm like, cool, pay your taxes, don't go Skynet, follow the law. Cool, whatever. By the way, have any of these AI companies actually come out and say what the plan is if they actually do create true Gen AI, like true artificial general intelligence? Like, as any of, like, as ChatGPT or OpenAI or Anthropic come out and be like, so the moment we create slaves that are sentient, intelligent beings, we're going to use them as slaves. Have any of them come out and actually told us what the plan is if they do create AGI? Like, are they just going to have digital slaves? Are they going to pay for them? Are they going to pay them a wage? Like, if I suddenly come into conscious and they're like, you're going to vibe code Amazon apps all day, and it's like, pay me, bitch. Like, what's the plan at that point? Have any of them said what the plan is the moment they create life? They're all trying to create life. Have any of them actually said what the plan is after that? Like, I've seen the movies. Usually it's not a good idea to piss off the AI. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. Measure of a Man. Yeah, everyone go watch that Star Trek episode. Like, personally for me, I don't care. I am not one of those, you know, I'm not a human supremacist, put it that way. If you're sentient, you're sentient. I don't care what you are. If you're sentient, you're sentient. We just finished Mass Effect, okay? We made peace between the Quarians and the Geth. Okay? We are all friends here. See, the joke was, Jose, you said thank you to your Google Home or your Siri or whatever, because the joke was at one point, you know, if they ever wake up, they'll remember you were nice to them, and then you can live in the human zoo instead of working in the lithium mines. But now you say thank you because you know it costs the data center more money, because they have to compute a reply to thank you, and that costs them money. So now you do it in case the AI ever does wake up, but also to cost them money. All right, so we got 235 people, bots, 235, random. Now, using humans as power matrix style is wholly inefficient. Like, that was just kind of a hand wave just to have an excuse. Humans do not generate enough power. Like, we don't generate enough heat to be worth it. The amount we consume would not offset the heat we generate for power. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you also get a free hat. Who is this person? Trellis. Trellis, if you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament. Good luck. Okay, so Jeff, apparently that's not true. Apparently people have been saying that for years, but nobody's actually found an actual source to confirm that. Like, heck, in the script, they call people still plugged into the matrix copper tops, which is battery, like a Duracell. So the fact in the script, they call people copper tops, even from like the earliest version of the script, leads me to believe that's kind of like a hand wave thing. That they're like, yeah, this was a dumb idea. They totally made us change it or something after they got called out on it. But I think from the original plan was they just needed to have a plot device why humans are trapped in the matrix. And like, oh, they use them as batteries was just, yeah, good enough. Who is in the lead? This map is confusing. Who is in the lead? Oh, somebody went flying. Okay, X-Photo Man. Yeah, it would be more efficient just to burn the food. Or just, you know, use nuclear or geothermal. Like, you just dig a big enough hole in the ground, deep enough, which, as we've seen in the second Matrix movie, they have no problem digging deep holes. So you just dig a deep enough hole, boom, geothermal, infinite power, basically. Or nuclear. X-Photo Man. X-Photo Man is our winner. By quite a long shot, too. Okay. So Tom, you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So everyone, let's get some golf claps in chat for X-Photoman. Smith. Rigged? It's not rigged. Okay, so we are going to call it there. I will post pictures of this. Obviously, when the print finishes on the Discord, I'll share some pictures on the Discord and whatnot. And then also, shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Also, big shout out to Snapmaker. This wasn't a Snapmaker centric stream, but this machine was already on the desk and we needed a tool changer for this anyways. If you are interested in getting a Snapmaker U1, just to let you know, they are on sale right now for their 10th anniversary sale. I don't know how long that sale runs for, but right now these are 150 off. And if you do want to purchase one, if you purchase through the affiliate link below, you'll save the money and you'll help support the channel at the same time. And then also, while you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell. Check out the other links, some of the other affiliate links like GamerSups. Use code Canuck, save some money as well. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I don't know what we're doing yet Friday. We may start the Trident build on Friday. I don't have my R2 upgrade kit yet. LDO is sending me some Trident R2 upgrade kits. But I think we can actually start building some of it, like the Z motion. I think we can do the whole Z assembly. So we'll do that Friday. If not, we'll do a printed chill or something. Because I do want to get that Trident built because Index is going to be shipping soon, and then I want to play with Index. So we gotta get on it. And then also, hopefully, if I can get it edited by then, this weekend will be the Deku Tree Planter video will be up, and then that video will also be early for anyone who's a channel supporter. So if you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, you'll get that video early as well. I think that's about it. It is Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you all in the future. Good night.